And today we're going to review the Pinokio loader. Now I know you guys have seen the loader on a couple of my guns, you know, in the Super Gun Show, and I've been using it out there on the field and stuff like that. And then everybody's like, Mike, do a review on it. Okay, it takes me a little while of playing with something before I'll do a review on it. You know, this isn't PB review where you take something, you know, kids take it out of the box, and, this is the best loader ever, and then yeah, everything gets a 10 out of a 10. Okay, it's not PB review. I beat the shit out of stuff before I ever do a review on it. So it's pretty cool. Evan from Pinokio Loaders contacted me a couple weeks ago. And he's like, Mike, he's like, you know, I've been working on the Pinokio loader, and I want to send you one for the Tech PB show. I'm like, okay. And, you know, and I tell him, you know, it's like, well, when I get the loader, I'm going to beat the shit out of it. Evan's like, that's fine, do it. I'm like, no, I'm being serious. I'm going to play X-ball with it. I'm going to play woods ball with it. I'm going to be diving. I'm going to try to break your product. He goes, good, bring it. Whatever you got. I was like, all right, cool. Send it to me. So he sends it to me. Get it. And the loader, I gotta tell you, has really impressed me. Okay, I believe Evan has these right now. Pinokio Loaders has these right now for $150, and that puts it right up there with some of the most expensive loaders that are on the market. It puts it right up there, I believe, in the same price bracket as the Magna. So I take it, start playing with it, and I gotta say, before I even get into the review, I've been extremely impressed with the Pinokio loader so far. I played woods ball with it, I played X-ball with it, keeps up great, shoots great. So let's go through some of the things that I like about the Pinokio loader. First thing, comes in the box, it's got nice, you know, nice color manual showing you how to take it apart. You know, great literature on it, explaining a lot about the Pinokio loader, comes with some extra stickers and stuff like that. Now, I pulled the lid off of mine and put on there a speed feed, but something that I really liked about the lid is the tabs that you know, if you're the type of person that loves lids, I like speed feeds, but if you like lids, the lid is very well designed in the fact that the tabs stick out, almost exaggerated how far out they stick out to make it easier for you to open up your loader. Okay, it's spring loaded, it doesn't use any magnets or anything crazy to open it up. But the tabs, if you look at a typical Halo loader or something like that, the tabs have been extended on the lid, which is awesome. That means the people that design this actually play paintball, and they know that in the heat of battle, if you need to flip your lid open, you just, boom, hit it with your thumb really quick, and it slaps right open. So great job on the lid design. Something else that I really liked about the lid is that, you know, I said that it's the standard, basically the same standard size that the Halo fits on it. Okay, so any of the standard speed feeds that are out there right now that fit for the Halo will fit on this. And also because it doesn't use any magnets, all of them will stick on and actually stay on because it's ridged across the top, so it's just going to snap right on. But that was one of the big things I liked. Now, the second thing that I really liked about this is when you turn it on, it's a one-button operation. It's basically instant on. So you tap it, turns on, tap it, it turns off. You don't have to hold it or anything like that. Something that I really liked also is, hopefully you can see that, the light stays on, so you know when your loader's on. Okay, like my Halos, you don't know if the loader's on or not. Okay, you can't tell if the light's on, or the light blinks once every 10 minutes or something like that. But this actually, it has a light that stays on to let you know that your loader is on. So that's something else that really turned me on about the loader. Feeling it in your hands and feeling it on your guns, it's a swept back design. So it's very similar to like the Magna or the NXC in how it's swept back. It's not kind of balanced like the Halo is in the middle. It's a little bit more of a swept back design. Feels great. Now, people are going to be concerned about the size of it. So let's go ahead and put it on a Mini and see, you know, in terms of size, how it looks. Okay? So that's what it looks like on a Mini, okay? Not that bad. Not that bad at all. You know, I like the fact that it's swept back. Believe it or not, I have not been hit in the loader yet since I've been using it. I don't know if it's just luck or whatever, but I haven't taken any nose shots with the Pinokio since I've been using it. But the thing that really has turned me on about this loader is, one, I love the attachment on the front. Okay, pull the nose cone off here. Take the larger attachment here, and you go from holding about 240 balls to holding about 400. Now, you guys saw me playing X-Ball with this on the front. Believe it or not, even though it looks really wide from this angle, when it's actually on top of your gun, you barely even see it as an opponent shooting back at you. It's not as bad as a lot of people think it is. And as a mid and as a back player, there's something about being out there and playing an entire X-Ball game without having to reload. That is really, really cool. Another thing I really like about it too is it's got a ribbed feed neck. So the feed neck is kind of reinforced in its design. Hopefully you can see that the feed neck is ribbed. It's got kind of ridges in it all the way around, give it a little bit of extra strength. And another thing I really like about it too is that the battery cover is toolless in the design. So you don't have to worry about unscrewing anything or losing a screw or putting in the wrong screw or anything like that. All you do is press down on the tab, and the battery loader comes right out. It uses two 9-volts. The batteries are in the back. And I really like that because, if you need to swap out batteries for whatever reason, you just slide this out. So, let's talk about battery efficiency. I'm personally getting about 8 cases on my Pinokio loader before I have to replace the batteries. It's probably some of the most efficient battery I've seen on a fast loader like this. Now, how the design of the Pinokio works is inside you've got a little paddle wheel, and you have a little, basically it's almost like a little plastic tab inside there with a membrane on it. And when a ball touches the membrane, the loader spins. So I don't know if you can see inside there, but I put my finger there and I tap the membrane and the loader spins. Doesn't use eyes, doesn't use sound, it uses feel. So when it feels a ball touch that membrane or a ball go past that membrane, the loader spins. So let's cover a couple other things about it. People are going to ask about weight. How much does the loader weigh? The Pinokio, extremely, extremely light. Very lightweight. We all know that the velocities right now are some of the lightest loaders that are on the market. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the trusty scale, and I have a velocity here. Okay, as you can see, they do have batteries in this. Let's go ahead and put the velocity on the scale. Okay, the velocity comes in at 1 pound, 1.8 ounces for the velocity. Now this is the velocity, not the Velocity Junior. So the Velocity Junior is just like a third of an ounce lighter. Let's go ahead and weigh the Pinokio. And as you can see, okay, this does have batteries in it. Okay, Pinokio weighs in at 1 pound, 2.2 ounces. So you're only talking about maybe a half an ounce of a difference. I mean, that's like half of a penny is a half of an ounce. I mean, very, very similar weights between the Velocity and the Pinokio. Very similar in weights. I gotta say, I've really liked this loader since I've started with it. I love it. I love the capacity that you get with it. Let's go ahead and fill it up with some paintballs really quick. Let's make a big mess. So we'll put some paint in here. Okay, so we got this pretty much full. We'll probably put a little bit more in there, but obviously with the speed feed, you don't get as much as you would with a lid. Okay, there we go. And let's go ahead and see about how many pods we'll get. Okay, that's one. And as you guys know, the most boring video ever in Tech TV was how many balls fit in a pod? About 135. So that's one pod. Okay, and then we dropped a couple on the floor. So almost 2 full pods inside of the Pinokio loader with the with just the standard nose on it. So about 135 paintballs in a pod, so that's just about 260 paintballs with the Pinokio in the standard configuration, okay? And there's no more paintballs in here. So 260 paintballs. That's a lot of paintballs. I believe right now that is the biggest capacity out of any loader that's on the market right now is the Pinokio loader, 260 rounds. Now, let's make a huge mess in my house, and let's put on the front nose attachment. And you guys probably thought I was crazy out there playing with this on the X-ball field, okay? You guys saw me get blasted by D-Lam of the Fed that shot me in the neck. Out there playing against the Florida Outsiders, which is a freaking amazing X-ball team, and I was out there playing with this nose attachment on the front. Now, something that you got to understand with the nose attachment is when you're out there playing with it, you got to remember that it's going to feed from the front all the way to the back. So once you start shooting, after about 8 seconds of shooting, most of the paintballs are going to be gone out of the nose attachment. So, believe it or not, it's not that bad having the nose attachment on there on the X-ball field. You know, would I personally probably go running full speed and dive into the snake with it on the front? Probably not. But as a mid player, as a cover player, or as a back player laying it off the break, this does really, really well. Because, I mean, you literally can just sit there and just hold down a zone for like 30 seconds, you know, keeping people out of them. 30, 35 seconds of non-stop firing before you even have to reload. So this little nose attachment in the front is really cool. So let's go ahead and fill this thing up. Okay, just about emptied my caddy. We've got paintballs all over the floor. My dog's going to be shitting paint in the backyard. I'm going to have yellow grass. Let's see, almost completely full. Okay. Alright, so we got the nose cone pretty much completely full. So let's go ahead and start filling up pots and see how many paintballs this holds. Okay, so we got one. Okay, that's two, but I overfilled it and I don't have a free hand. So it's either going back in the caddy. So that's a little more than two. Okay, so almost 3 pots. Now, so what I'm going to show you is, you know, a lot of people are going to ask, okay, well, as you can see, the loader is empty. It's not spinning and it's not doing anything. Well, how does it know when to start spinning again? What happens if you completely run out? The beautiful thing about how the Pinokio is designed is that the balls can still go through the loader almost like a standard shake and shooter, like a standard like a revolution, okay? If there's no paintballs in there, when you go to fill, 1 or 2 balls will go past the feed cone to activate it again. I haven't had any issues with this thing jamming at all. Haven't had any issues with this thing not picking up the reload. So as you can see, there's no paintballs in here right now, and there's nothing inside there. There's nothing touching the bin tab. Watch what happens when I just feed the paintballs in here. The balls are going to go and activate it, then it's just going to go on its own. Okay, so nothing's touching the tab, so it's not trying to spin. The loader is completely empty. You take another loader, another pod. Okay, so you can see once a paintball touches the tab, it goes on its own. I haven't had this loader hiccup with me at all. I gotta say, this is probably one of the coolest loaders that has come out on the market in a long time. And I know that I'm taking a look, you know, I'm showing you guys this from the side view, but you got to remember from the front, it's not that bad of a profile if you want to run the nose cone attachment. I will tell you something else that's really cool about this loader. Is one of my really good friends, one of the founding members of Rendition, his name's Bill Peterman, went in for stomach surgery back about 2 months ago. So he's a recovering paintball player, and he's been really wanting to get back out there and play again. And unfortunately, because of the stomach surgery that he had, he can't wear a pack around his waist. And he's like, how am I going to get out there and play, woods ball or X ball if I can't carry a pack? And I was like, well, I'll just carry your paint for you. And I was like, Pinocchio, get the Pinocchio loader. It holds 400 paintballs. You don't have to worry about wearing a pack if you have the Pinocchio loader. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, wait till you show it to me. And I showed it to him, and it blew his mind. So I'm going to put the URL up for the Pinocchio loaders. I think it's an amazing loader. Is it worth 150 bucks? Hell yeah, okay? It's very efficient, holds more paint than any other loader on the market, and with the nose attachment, it really holds more paint than any other loader on the market. Very fast, keeps up in any type of paintball that you may be playing. Very lightweight, holds a ton of paint. Battery stays on. It's easy to remove the batteries out of the front. If you break paint on the inside, you can open it up from the front and reach your hand in there and clean it all up. It's got a nice swept back design. This is a solid loader for 150 bucks, and I got to say a big thank you to Evan at Pinocchio Loaders for sending TechPB this, allowing us to review this loader. You guys that wanting a really good, solid, high-end loader, get the Pinocchio. I got to tell you, I beat the shit out of this thing, and it has worked great. Absolutely great. No problems with it whatsoever. It's just been an absolutely amazing loader so far. I'll probably say this is what I'm going to be keeping on my gun for quite a while. So once again, thanks Pinocchio Loaders for sending TechPB this, guys. You guys looking for a good high-end loader, pick this up. Thanks for tuning in. Hey baby, I think the dog was eating paintballs again.
What do you mean the dog was eating paintballs?
Oh my god, that came out of him. Rocky!
Rocky?
I think there's something. Did you eat paintballs again?
Rocky, were you eating paintballs?
Oh my god, it just came out of my dog.
I think he needs to go to the vet.
Yeah, let's take him to the vet. Rocky, are you feeling okay? Are you feeling okay? You can't eat paintballs. Okay, that's what happens. No, don't eat more. All right.
What's up? I'm gonna mind if you listen to me. I'm gonna make it as a vacation now. Insane, you're gonna die. If you listen to me, let the living die, let the living die. Say, what's up? I'm gonna mind if you listen to me. I'm gonna make it as a vacation now. Insane, you're gonna die. If you listen to me, let the living die, let the living die. Say, are you breathing now? To the wicked sea, you still breathing. You're making me know. Are you breathing now? To the wicked sea, you still breathing. So